Hi, my name is Amber Ross, and I would like to talk to you today about greenhouse gas emissions, specifically from vehicles, and maybe maybe teach you a little bit about them, and then offer some advice as how to reduce your carbon footprint on the Earth's environment. Now, the greenhouse gas emissions and global warming is something that you probably have heard about to this point, possibly through the polar ice caps melting and the increase in the water levels, the sea level. But if you don't necessarily live in an area that's going to be impacted by the rise of these water levels, then you might not have looked into it any further. There's also apps. You possibly have downloaded an app or put your information in online to see what your carbon footprint is specifically. You can measure it that way and then be offered advice as how to reduce it, and that's great if you have. If you have not, then I'm going to offer some advice as how to do that with your car, at least. The greenhouse gases, specifically, the emissions from cars, attributes to 1/3 of the entire United States pollution. According to the National Geographic Car Buying Guide, vehicles are the biggest air quality compromisers. And this is only the emissions from fully functioning assembled working vehicles. This 1/3 does not include the production of the car, the transportation of those materials, the use of those materials to assemble the car, to make the car, and it also does not account for the cars that have, I guess you could call it, reached their death and are no longer being used by people. They possibly could sit in a junkyard, and then you have the acid from the battery, the rust from the metal. These are all things that are not counted into that 1/3 of the United States pollution. The smog, carbon monoxide, and other toxins emitted by vehicles are especially troubling because their tailpipes are at street levels, where humans breathe the polluted air directly into their lungs. And this, the article Facts of Car Pollution by Jacobs, and that April 25th, 2017, points out that carbon monoxide is a poisonous gas because it prevents the blood from carrying oxygen to the vital organs of the body. Carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide are the primary air pollutants produced by cars. Carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas that keeps solar radiation within the atmosphere. According to Jenny Green in the article Effects of Car Pollution on the Environment, June 1st, 2017, burning excessive amounts of fossil fuels such as gasoline, diesel, has caused an increase in 0.6 degrees Celsius or 1 degree Fahrenheit in global temperatures since pre-industrial times. And this will continue to rise over the next coming decades. In 2013, the United States Energy Information Administration projected that energy consumption would grow by 56% between 2010 and 2040, with fossil fuels continuing to supply 80% in 2040 total. This trajectory threatens not only the nature of the Earth's climate, but it will fundamentally destabilize the global security environment. So to better understand this, what are fossil fuels? Well, fossil fuels are dead animals and plants, but these dead animals and plants have been dead for millions of years. So this is not considered a renewable source of energy unless we wait a couple more million years. They are considered any combustible organic material, such as oil, natural gas, coal. This non-renewable source is something that we are completely dependent and reliant on, especially in the United States. We heat our homes, we drive our cars, we power our electricity. So there are renewable options that are available for our vehicles. You might have seen on the back of vehicles the emblem E85 or flex fuel. This E85 is an ethanol based product, and it is a motor fuel blend of 85% ethanol, 15% gasoline, unleaded gasoline. And ethanol is a high octane, domestically produced and renewable fuel that is made from corn or other grains. It burns cleaner than gasoline, and thus reducing our greenhouse gas emissions. Ethanol is biodegradable and does not contaminate the water supplies. So what can we do while we're waiting for the world to change? We can drive less and we can drive smarter. Less driving means fewer emissions. This is obvious. Other than the obvious savings on gasoline, walking, biking, and other forms of exercise. You can make sure that your car is running more efficiently. For example, keeping your tires properly inflated can improve your gas mileage by 3%. It also helps to keep your engine tuned, because some maintenance fixes, like fixing faulty oxygen sensors, can increase your fuel efficiency by 40%. Every gallon of gas that you save not only helps your budget, but keeps 20 pounds of carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere. That's pretty amazing. The Carbon Offset to Alleviate Poverty website offers some advice to reducing carbon footprints from your vehicle, such as getting a hitch-mounted cargo rack. If you don't need an SUV or larger vehicle, you can get this hitch-mounted cargo rack for those times that you need extra space, and it's only a couple $100, and you can use it when you need the space, take it off when you don't. Therefore, leaving you the option of buying a smaller, more gas-efficient, emissions-efficient vehicle. You can avoid traffic, which isn't always avoidable. You can combine your errands with other people, you're carpooling to work, and the unnecessary CO2 that you would eliminate from your carbon footprint makes an impact on the environment. And just like voting, if I feel like my vote doesn't count and I don't vote for that reason, then what I do hasn't made an impact on anybody. But if the millions of people felt the same way and all of them chose not to vote, there would be no voting. So when you make a choice to do something such as voting, thinking even if your vote doesn't count, you do it anyways. You have an impact. You inspire other people. You make a difference. You create a grapevine effect. And in doing so, you will help the environment, and you might not have that instant gratification that most people would like, but you will help preserve the earth, preserve the world for future generations. Thank you.